Everybody loves goals. New year, new notebook, and new I'm gonna change my life energy. But here's the problem. Goals are vibes. Plans are infrastructure. Goals are what you want. Plans are how you behave. And if you've ever set some big goal like hit 1 million in revenue or get in shape or grow the team, launch the thing, and then watched it slowly die in a Google Doc, you don't need better goals. You need a plan that can survive real life. So I want to make the case for setting plans, not goals, especially if you're building a home service business, because this industry punishes fantasy and rewards process. Here's the pattern that I see over and over in business and in life. 1, you set a goal when you're motivated. 2, real life hits. 3, the goal disappears behind the urgent stuff. And 4, you look up months later feeling behind or disappointed in yourself, and the cycle just starts again. I call this goal amnesia. You don't quit, you just forget what mattered because you never built a system to keep it alive. Plans fix that because plans don't depend on feelings, plans depend on defaults. All right, so what is a plan? A plan is a set of decisions that you make in advance. It's gonna turn your goal into repeatable behavior, and it's gonna have checkpoints that you can't hide from. So a plan is gonna answer questions like, what are we doing weekly? What are we saying no to? What's the order of operations? What breaks first if we get busy? What numbers tell us we're on track early? Goals are nouns, but plans are verbs. Home services is not a someday I will fix this business. It is a Tuesday business, meaning you win by stacking normal days. The best operators that I've met aren't magical, they're not smarter, and they're not even more ambitious. They're just better at turning intention into routines. They're not the ones saying we need more leads. They're saying we're running X campaign, calling leads in Y minutes, and reviewing conversion every Friday. They don't say we need to improve reviews. They say we ask every customer at the invoice screen, we follow up twice, and we track who's asking. Plans turn the business into a machine, but goals just make it a wish. All right, so let's make this concrete. So everyone's thinking about 2026, and something that I hear a lot is, all right, next year we're gonna grow revenue by X, or we're gonna add X amount of trucks. Okay, we're gonna grow revenue by 30% next year. Awesome. Now what? How are we gonna get there? So an example of a plan. I wanna add 1 new install crew by second quarter. Well, in order to do that, our maintenance base needs to grow by 20% to feed that crew. We have to start hiring now. So the hire pipeline starts now with 2 interviews per week. So that probably means we need to have job posts today and paying wherever it is that we're posting jobs immediately to boost that so that we can start getting those interviews. We have to raise our close rate from 28 to 33% through pricing clarity, call handling, and weekly training. We're going to review those KPIs weekly, whether it's leads, book jobs, average ticket, or close rate. And if 2 KPIs dip for 2 weeks, then we're gonna dive in and we're gonna fix it. Notice what changed. You can run that, you can measure that, you can diagnose that where things are broken. A plan is a goal with a pulse. Plans get even better when you build in reality. And this is the simplest high leverage move that I know, if-then planning. If X happens, we do Y. You get to pre-decide your response. Some examples, if we're booked 10 plus days out, then we stop discounting and we raise our minimum prices. If close rate drops below 25%, then the owner does 5 sales audits that week. If tech overtime hits 12%, then we tighten routing and cut low margin jobs. Or if callbacks rise, then we run a skills huddle plus checklist refresh. This is how grown-up businesses scale, not by hoping the future behaves. Goals are fun because they let you imagine the win and like what that's gonna feel like. And plans are uncomfortable because they force you to confront the cost and the effort. But that discomfort is where the leverage is. Your plan reveals what you actually believe about time, what you're willing to sacrifice, and whether this goal is real and attainable or is this ego. Plans create momentum. The deeper reason that this all matters is that goals are a point in time, but plans are going to help create momentum over time. And momentum is what makes everything easier. Hiring, cash flow, systems, leadership, and even your stress level. And once momentum exists, you don't need hero days, you just need normal ones. Goals are what you chase, but plans are what carry you. If you want a dead simple way to build a plan, steal this framework. 1. Pick one goal that matters most right now, not 5, but just 1. 2. List 3 to 5 drivers that would make it true. Example for revenue: leads, close rate, crew capacity, or average ticket are all great ones. 3. Choose one weekly action per driver. If it's not weekly, it's probably not real. 4. Set a scorecard you review every single week. If it's not reviewed, it's not a plan, it's just a hope. And 5, add 2 if-then rules for the most likely problem. Now you're not dreaming, you are operating. Set goals if you want, but don't just stop there. Build the plan that makes those goals boringly inevitable. Because business isn't won by the person with the biggest ambition, it's won by the person with the clearest next step and the discipline to repeat those steps. And if you're running a home service company, I'd love to hear this. What is one goal that you've had for a while that would finally move if you turned it into a plan? Drop it in the comments below. And if you want more breakdowns like this, practical operator level stuff that actually scales companies, hit subscribe. There is more coming.